everybody, welcome to socaldramtram. I'm Matt.
And I'm Caesar.
And today we got a fun bottle for you folks. A little bit of story time about this bottle though before I go ahead and get into it. It's the Kilkerran 8-year-old sherry cask finish, and this is presented at cask strength. This is 57.1%
That's right,
alcohol.
baby. That's right.
Now this is all natural color. Obviously no chill filtration at 57%, but fun story about this bottle. So number one, I first heard about Kilkerran through Aquavitae Roy. Shout out to you boys right here, or to the man, not the boys, because I'm going to talk about the boys next. Without Roy, I probably would have never even heard of Kilkerran. But then Scotch for Dummies, first video of the year, 2020, back when things were simple in 2020, went ahead and reviewed this guy. This is the Kilkerran 8, like I said, and there's a couple different versions of the 8-year-old from Kilkerran. They have a bourbon cask finish, they have a sherry cask finish, but when you look at the tube, they look identical. Like literally word for word on it is the same exact thing. The only way you can tell the difference, because it doesn't say 8-year-old sherry, it just says 8-year-old. The only way you can tell the difference is by looking at the ABV. The bourbon cask finish, which you can pretty much go buy on the shelves anywhere, at least in our area, it says 56%. This one is 57. So if you're like going to that shady liquor store where they keep the scotch behind them and you want to know what's behind it, unless you can physically read that 57% or ask them to show you what's inside in the bottle, just be careful when you're buying it. You want to make sure that you're looking for the one that's 57%. Haven't had the other one, but I know that I really like this one. You can kind of tell we've hit this a little bit. I picked this bottle up because the dummies gave it a 4. That's what I meant when I was talking about the boys. Scotch for Dummies, they gave this a 4 all around. And man, thank you boys, because the internet blew up and we couldn't find a damn bottle. I actually had to go through an auction site to pick this guy up. Got it for a pretty decent price, but then I had to wait like 6 weeks. It was a game of literally like, man, my bottle's coming this week. Did it come this week? No.
I was part of this game because he'd be like, Caesar, my bottle still hasn't come yet. It's been like 3 weeks, man. I'm tired of this auction site.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's the same site that we picked up our Teapot Dram Batch 5 from. And like, yes, they deliver, but man, it does take a minute. It like really, really kind of annoying. Like, I've ordered from other sites too, and they take a minute as well. Like Fine Drams is one where I love them to death, but they do take their sweet time when it comes to delivering you your whiskey. But, you know, hey, with the good comes the bad, and sometimes the bad comes with the mediocre. And right now, I'm going to go ahead and charge this one with some mediocre shipping experience, not the juice in the bottle. The juice in the bottle is exceptional. So, before I go ahead and get into it, again, without the man, the myth, the legend, Aquavitae Roy, I wouldn't have heard of Kilkerran, so I had to go ahead and use his coin today. This is his batch 2 coin, and like I said, whiskey ain't whiskey until it's shared. We know that. Who are you using?
For my coaster coin, I'm using my Burnt Toast Scotch for Dummies second fill.
What's up, Drew?
Keep it true. And for my topper coin, this is an interesting one, folks. So recently, a Pokemon game came out.
You're really gonna go there, aren't you?
Yeah. Recently, a Pokemon game came out, and they gave you this for free when you buy the game, right? It's a cool little silver coin with 2, like, you know, special Pokemon on it. And for me, I don't even own a Switch, right? I don't even own a Switch, so I bought the game, got the free coin, and returned the game just to get the free coin. And now, look at this, folks. It is a magnificent, beautiful 2 Pokemon topper coin. So, Pokemon, thank you for my new coin.
Gotta catch them all. Even
Hey.
if it is a Pokemon Scotch. I don't know if that's the thing.
Hey,
We'll
no,
roll with it.
catch all the Scotches. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I don't know if we're ever gonna get there.
Hey,
I mean, you think of guys like Ralphie, and he's up over 800 reviews. It's just like, I don't know if we're going to get there. We may go broke trying, but that's it.
Hey, well worth it.
That other world was shut down otherwise. Who knows? So, before I really get into it, I've already nosed it. I've already taken a little bit of sip, because it is 57%. So it is going to be a little bit higher. So if you haven't had cask strength whiskey, or you're not used to higher proof, sip this one like you would really hot coffee at first. Take a small sip, swallow it, don't try to explore it just yet. If you want to, go ahead, but I wouldn't recommend it. Or, as disgusting as it sounds, like the Scotch test dummies say, build up a little bit of spit in your mouth just to kind of neuter that alcohol percentage. That said, I know I like this whiskey. It felt like when it got here, I was determined to like it because it not like when I tried it, I was like, oh, this is terrible. It's nothing like that at all. But it was like once it finally got here and all the hype surrounding it, I was like, I'm going to like this bottle. And man, I was not disappointed. I will say that I have really become a fan of Kilkerran and I really want to pick up some more of their line. This one is not available in the States yet. It is coming though, hopefully this year. Who knows with everything going on. But this one should be coming this year. If you can track down a bottle of it and you are into that kind of Campbelltown funk, I highly recommend it, especially if you like sherry whiskey and that Campbelltown funk. You will not be disappointed. Since it is a sherry whiskey and since it is 57%, you get a lot of just tuned up flavors. You get those dates, you get the figs, you get the dark cherries, almost like a black cherry cola almost because it is so rich and savory. Almost like, because at the same time you get the fruits, it's very meaty too. Like it's got a really good body to it. It's almost like you're biting into like a 2-inch steak. As the wrestling fan, as the old JR used to say on commentary, tougher than a $2 steak. This is kind of like that, but in a good way. Like it's really rich, really thick, and it's really powerful. What are you thinking of it so far?
As far as, well, for I tasted and smelled it, but as far as taste goes, I think I for sure got like a little bit of marmalade black tea mixture. But as far as taste buds go, like I'm not gonna lie, this is actually really good. I was really surprised with this. I really got like a dark grapefruit. A dark grapefruit, like you already know grapefruit is a little bit of bitter from the get-go. Like you stick your spoon in there, it's not very sweet, but if you throw in some alcohol mixture to that grapefruit raw mixture, I think that's a little bit what you're getting here. I think it's a little bit more alcoholic than you can picture because it's definitely bottled at 57%, which is, it's not hiding anywhere. It's all over the place. You could taste the alcohol, but behind that sharpness of the alcohol, I get that tart like grapefruit, like fresh grapefruit that's alcoholic.
See, for me, I don't really get any grapefruit off of it, but there is another fruit that I get off of it that has a little bit of that bitter quality that you're talking about, but it's still sweet at the same time. For me, it's like rhubarb. I don't know if you rhubarb.
I don't think I've had that.
So you can get it around the holidays. Like there's a thing called rhubarb pie, and it's like, I don't even really know how to describe it. It's got an interesting texture, but the flavor profile of it is like you get a little bit of that bitterness, but you also get like almost like a coinly sweet, like stick to the roof of your mouth type of sweetness. And it kind of is similar to that for me. Like, because it is malty too though, you get like that rhubarb pie element to me. And obviously it's not the holidays, so it's gonna be a little bit harder to get it, but you can still get it out there, and it is really good if you're into that kind of thing. Kind of like Kilkerran. If you are into funky adventures, if you are into Campbelltowns, your Springbanks, things like that, you will probably like this whiskey. It's really good. I forget what I paid for it. I want to say I paid around $80, so after shipping it was about $100. But for $80, I think this is well worth it. Now, I did drop some water on it. It's 57%, so I know it's going to take it. I dropped about 4 drops on it, and right off the nose, it kind of neuters that metallic-y, sharpie, nail polish, whatever that alcohol scent that you usually get out of higher proof. Again, some people get rubber tires, some people get nail polish remover. I happen to be the latter, and it really does neuter that even with just 4 drops. So I'm excited to see what it does with the water, because I haven't really sampled this one with a lot of water in the past. Like I said, I've had this bottle now for about 4 months, and with these pours, we're almost at halfway. This is one of those bottles that I don't hit all that often because it is a little bit higher proof, but I also want to, kind of save it and cherish it for a little bit. So, like I said, it kind of loses that alcohol-y note. What are you getting on it?
As far as nose with the water, my nose hairs are still shriveling with the alcoholic.
With the water, I get some vanilla.
Oh wow! It's smoothing it out at least a little bit. I mean, I only put 3 drops in there, but like you definitely, alcohol is still the first punch. But to the developed palate, with a little bit of water, I definitely get some sweetness coming out of it. Like I definitely get that vanilla.
Yeah, the vanilla comes through. I get your stewed fruits kind of elements.
Yeah.
Not quite like a Dalmore or anything like that. Like Dalmore has been described as like Christmas in a glass. I don't quite get that. For me, that is more like your teapot drams, your Elijah Craig's, things like that, where the flavors are just so rich, and you get a lot of those like holiday baking spices. With this one, I'm getting a baking spice, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Even with the water on it, I'm getting it. I want to say it's like a nutmeg, like a fresh nutmeg that I'm getting out of it. And again, it kind of just all gets accumulated into that rhubarb pie kind of note. And I know that sounds crazy, but if you've had rhubarb pie, you know what I'm talking about. It's delicious if you're into that kind of thing. What are you getting on it with the water now? In terms of the palate, I mean. I'm gonna drop a little bit more water on it.
Yeah, it's definitely sweeter than it was before. Like before, I get that strong Scotch finish, but now it's like almost a little bit more bourbony with the water.
Interesting. I don't think it tells you what barrels this was put in. Yeah, it does. Oh, it says matured in oak, but who knows? What I will say though is kind of in my closing thoughts on the bottle. Now, like I said before, I'm in the bag for Kilkerran. I like this kind of a thing. They don't really need to do much to impress me, but they somehow always do with the bottles that I had. There's a couple of work in progress bottles out there. Like I said, they got a couple of 12s, an 8 or 2. So I'm excited to keep trying Kilkerran and seeing what they come up with, because as of right now, I'm a fan. Like I said, about 80 bucks. I paid, I want to say 65 for the 12. Being that this is a cask strength for $80, it's a pretty good deal. Not really readily available just yet. It is 57% for that money, for the flavor profile. And because it speaks to me, I'm going with a 4. Like I said, I really like this whiskey. It doesn't need to do much to impress me, but somehow it does every time. Not to mention, we didn't even talk about it, but you still get a little bit of that peat smoke in there, because again, this is from Campbelltown, so you're gonna get a little bit of that. So you got a lot of interesting flavors going on in this bottle. And
Not to
in this
mention
glass.
that color is magnificent.
The color is gorgeous on it. And like I said, I really, really like Kilkerran. And so it'd be interesting, because I don't think you can really put this in a blind against something that's like a heavy sherry finish, like a, you know, like I said, a teapot dram or an Allardyce or anything like that. Because I think the funkiness, the peatness, or whatever the case may be, is going to pop out at you and be like, oh, well, that's the Kilkerran. You know what I mean? But like I said, this can go toe to toe with any one of those, and it's still a damn good glass. So for me, I'm giving it a 4. Where are you going?
For me, I'm giving it a 3. I definitely liked it a lot. I'm not to say that I loved it, and to be honest, for the funk, everything about it, I
with
really
more water, it just opens up the sweetness. Sorry, not to step on your toes.
No, you're good. For me, my ending words for this will be, Kilkerran, you're my new favorite Aaron. If there was little left, I wouldn't be sharing, because as far as bottles go, it feels like a McLaren. And that's all I'm saying. So
that's all I'm declaring. You missed the opportunity.
So I'm declaring. No, but yeah, so it's definitely I'll give it a 3. I'm gonna welcome it back to my bar. I'm definitely gonna welcome it back to my bar. I love that color. It's some good stuff.
Yeah, like I said, guys, if you guys are into, you know, Campbelltown scotches, you're into a little bit of a funky adventure, you got to find a Kilkerran. Even if it's not necessarily the sherry cask finish, again, you can find it. It is out there online, and like I said, it is coming to the States eventually. If you're into this kind of a thing, or you're into heavily sherried whiskeys, find it. I don't think you're going to be disappointed, but just know it's a little bit of a funky adventure. Just going into it.
Sherry, you have to be into sherry. You got
to be into sherry. You got to be into that Springbank funkiness a little bit, because that's what it is. But nonetheless, it's a 3 from Caesar. It's a 4 from me. Guys, hit us up in the comments. Have you had Kilkerran? We've reviewed the 12-year. Check it out. It's right up here. But let us know what you've had. Is there one that we should seek out? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let us know in the comments. Like I said, also don't forget to like this video. Subscribe if you're new here. If you keep on coming back, we can't thank you guys enough. And hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Please comment on what you prefer, on what your go-to as well.
Absolutely. What's your go-tos? Tell us what you think you should see us review. Is there a bottle you really want to see us review? Is there something that you're debating on buying? Let us know. We're happy to try to seek it out and do the work for you. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to like it, because everybody's palate's different, but hey, let us know in the comments. The point is, we like making conversation with you guys. So we hope everybody's doing well. We hope everybody's staying safe. And most importantly, stay safe and drink well. You look like you're going to say something else.
No. I was just for all the Mexican
you're crossing them?
I'm praising them that no one gets sick and everyone's good.
That's fair. That's awfully nice of him. And I just stepped all over him for you. That's all right. We're going to get out of here, folks. You got anything else you want to add?
Now, what about you, Matt?
All aboard. We'll catch you guys next time. Hey, everybody. Hope you liked that video.
Don't forget to hit that bell for notifications.
And don't forget to subscribe.